Day 2, dry fasting. It's actually really, really healthy for your body. Dry fasting is 3 times more effective than standard water fasting. So I just have a little cotton mouth. I want to drink water really bad, but I'll be fine. Mind over matter. I'm just feeling. I've just been emotional today. I've been like crying, and then I'm normal. So I don't know if that's fasting or what, but day 2 is almost complete. Look, I have a little like on my little thing. So that means hard dry fast means no brushing my teeth, no washing my hands, no shower. Crazy. Because then it forces your body to create water in the purest form. So you make metabolic water out of what is water? H2O. So basically we're turning fat into water. And my pee is like, I pee like normal and it's like clear. It's so pure. All right. Day 3. I want to brush my teeth so bad. Well, no shower, no brushing my teeth, no washing my hands, no sips of water, nada. Zilch. Nothing in, nothing out. And I feel great. How is that possible? Normally, when I do water fasting, I always have headaches. I always have a period of like heartburn and just like a low energy ick for like the first couple days of fasting. I'm only just beginning day 3 of hard dry fasting, not just dry fasting, not soft, but hard. Balls to the wall dry fasting. So, a few facts for those of you who aren't aware of the benefits. You're actually, vasopressin goes up by 20%. I think that's what increases blood flow to your brain and to your heart and just circulation throughout your body. I know autophagy is like on steroids when you do it dry, hard dry. So typically autophagy is when your cells do like your body does a cellular cleanup with parts of the cell, clearing out damaged, diseased parts of your cells. But when you do a dry fast, your body completely just creates brand new cells, completely like absolute cellular turnover. So within, I think it's day 3, there was a study done. Actually, no, I think it was 5 days. So that's why I'm aiming for 5. I'm going to 5 days dry fast. No food, no water, no washing my hands, nothing, no contact with water whatsoever. And at the end of the 5 days, I will be completely new at a cellular level. And why I'm having a brain fart on all the facts. I need to research it. It's been years. I used to do this regularly. So I used to do a quarterly. So every 3 months I did a 72-hour dry fast. And I did a weekly one so I did a 36-hour dry fast every week. And then during the week I did OMAD, which is 24. So intermittent fasting with a 4-hour refueling window. And I did all that dry. I don't know why I feel like dry fasting is easier for me than water fasting. I think I was a little emotional yesterday. Yeah, but maybe that's my life. Maybe that's my own little life circumstances. But yeah. But it's okay. You just got to feel what you need to feel. Allow yourself to feel it and then pick yourself up and keep going. And what else can you do? That's just life. I was talking about the benefits. Total like immune system repair. Like I'm just yeah, I don't know. Research it, guys. A good resource, my favorite fasting people to tap into for information is Dr. Mindy Pelz. It's Pelz. I just find her on YouTube. And then Dr. Pradeep. He's awesome. I love him. He's so funny. Yeah. And then here's my plan. So after I do a complete reset, I have a whole bunch of books I bought by the Medical Medium. Have you guys ever heard of the Medical Medium? All I know is that this dude like heals people with his protocol, and it's something to do with drinking celery juice every day. I don't know. What was I gonna say? Oh, another really great resource for health, which I've used for years. I don't even remember how I came across it, but ever since my kids were little, I've used colloidal silver. And you want to use, I think I used 50 parts per million, 20 or 50 ppm. I can't remember. But anytime my kids had pink eye from school, I would just put a little drop of colloidal silver in their eye, and overnight their pink eye would be gone. Any ear infections, anything, I would make my kids take a little dropper full and like swish it around, hold it under their tongue for 20 seconds, and then swallow it. It's just a really easy. It's just silver water. It's just water with silver particles. Actually make your own colloidal silver, and that was something I wanted to do, but now I think silver and gold prices are skyrocketed. I don't know. I haven't checked lately, but speaking of that, if you are looking to invest, I highly, highly recommend Ripple, getting some XRP. I haven't checked lately. Last I looked, it was like around $2 per, but I believe it'll be like the foundation for our financial reset. We're absolutely, I think everything's set and it's just a switch that needs to flip. So I got it at 17 cents, and then I had to sell it to get a lawyer. So I'm out. And I need to get income coming in again, but I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to go back to bartending or waiting tables. I want to choose, even if energetically I'm choosing me. And my kids don't understand me right now. They're like, how do you live with no money, Mom? Like, I'm fasting. I don't need food. Sometimes you guys treat me to coffee or dinner. You really don't need things to be happy. Happiness is a mindset. Like there are people who have everything and who are miserable. So I'm not saying I'm not ever miserable. Yesterday I cried all day, but it's just, you don't need money to be happy. You don't need things to be happy. And for me, it's more valuable to believe in myself and to know that I'm taking action every day towards my big dreams and my big goals, because I know that I'm on a path towards generational wealth and towards healing humanity. And that is my goal, and myself in the process. All right. I got to get to work. My work that doesn't pay me. Bye. My daughter just tempted me with my favorite drink. She's like, Mom, let's go get a London Fog. I'm like, I can't. I'm dry fasting, but I do love London. Nope. She's like, nope, never mind. You're not coming with me. So she helped me not cave, because I definitely would have caved. Day 4. 4 days without any water, without brushing my teeth, without washing my hands. No contact whatsoever. Okay, I lied. My daughter just asked me to go with her to get a water. She likes to get water from her work because it's filtered water. And, which is stupid because we have a big Berkey. But it's not cold. She wants cold water. And I almost broke. I was like, oh, an iced banana bread latte. That's my favorite, with chocolate drizzle. She's like, no, Mom, no. I was like, fine. I got nothing. No water, no coffee. So it's just no sugar, nothing. Just she gets 2 shots of espresso with a little steamed milk. And my son made it for her because he was working. And she was like, Colton, that's too. He filled the whole small cup with steamed milk. She's like, I just want that much milk with 2 shots. So he went to go make her a new one, and I was like, let me try. She's like, no, Mom. And so I took a sip. And I am a sugar tooth sweet, 11:22 on the clock. I am a sugar freak. Like, it's bad. Like, that's also why I'm trying to fast to break that hold over me. Sugars. I have so many books on detoxing sugar habits, but I took a sip of the one that had too much milk in it. So technically it's not a true hard fast now because I took a stupid sip of coffee. Literally, I didn't chug it. It was steaming hot. So it was just like one little. So I'm not going to count it. I'm still going strong. I'm on day 4. My energy is through the roof. Not because I had a tiny little sip of espresso. But I feel great. I love that my turkey neck is going down a little bit. And really, that's not the point. Losing weight is not the point. It's just about cellular turnover and all the other inflammation going down. Just everything. It's like, it's my emergency, like, epi shot of fasting. Like, I need to get my health back online. Like, I have gotten so far gone. And it's just depressing. It's like the lethargy, the brain fog, the depression, like all of those things, anxiety, all of that stems from not loving my body, not taking care of my physical health. Like, it's all connected: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. So for me, this is my solution for giving me a jump start, taking me off of, because, I've been going down this track towards death, right? Death, life. And I just literally jump track. Think of those old Western movies where there's like a train off in the distance heading off the cliff into the abyss, and there's some big epic fight scene on the top of a moving train, and the hero leaps at the last second and saves himself onto the other train track going the other way and avoids his demise. So dramatic, I know. But that's what I'm doing. So I'm going for 7 days. I'm trying to go. I told my brain 3 days, and now I'm telling my brain 5 days, which will be tomorrow. And then 7 days is my ultimate goal. I have seen people do 11 days, but I am also checking in with myself every day. Like, okay, how do I feel? Like this morning I woke up, no headache. I did have a little bit of a headache yesterday, but this morning I woke up and I'm like, okay, I feel good. I went pee. I checked my pee. That's like your number one indicator if you do a dry fast, is you want to make sure that your urine is not cloudy, that it's clear, that it's not any weird dark color, So, because you want to make sure you're not fucking up your kidneys. I know I don't sound very educated, but it's in here. I don't know how to get it from here to here for you, but I'm a living example that you're not going to die if you go 3 days without food or water. I wasn't sure. I was a little bit hesitant to do this because it's been years. Like, I used to do this regularly. Like, it was a way of life and I felt amazing. But that was like 5 years ago. What changed? Why did I stop? I don't even know. Life. Yeah, I was doing really good. Like, living what I knew in my brain, like, was healthy. Oh, the bottom fell out of my life. And me and my kids had to run. I told them pack 1 bag each. That was so stupid. And then we moved to Texas. No money. The apartment we got, we literally slept on the floor with blankets until I got a job, and then with my tips each night, little by little, like a mattress, just built up. I have had to rebuild from nothing so many times I cannot even count. And I'm finding myself back at ground zero again. And I'm not scared. I'm not worried. It's just a little shameful. This time it's different because my kids are the stable ones and I'm the one, which is good. It's good, I guess, that they're separate from my demise. My choices that I made, which was spending all my money to go fly across the world to go find love, which was ended up being the false, totally bamboozled, but that's okay. I need to figure out like the lessons learned in that and release it. Yeah, I need to do some releasing work because it's time. Like we're nearing up to the new year. February 17th is the year where the year of the snake ends, 2025, and the year of the fire horse begins, where it's like forward momentum, and you can't go forward quickly if you're carrying all the baggage and the weight of the past. So I think I have some inner work to do. Forgiveness. Well, first acknowledgement. This is how I do my inner work. I just go in my mind like I'm sitting in a movie theater, got my popcorn, got my cozy little blanket or whatever, I'm just all comfortable, and it's like push play on and review. I need to review the last year of my life, the choices that I made, why I made those choices, the outcome of those choices, and how that made me feel, and then what I need to do, say, and do to release. And that doesn't mean contacting people. It really doesn't, because everything is this reality is a projection of the inner. So I'm just going to go inward and confront different scenarios and release, cut ties, release. Yeah, kind of like a spiritual, energetic, just whoosh, cleansing. And why am I babbling? That one sip of espresso really has me going, blah, 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 blah. No, it's got to be the energy, because 80% of your 80% of your energy is used to digest things in your body, your digestive tract. So I'm not processing any food, any water, nothing. Like I'm literally, this is how I feel on day 4, how I normally would feel on like day 7 or 8 on a water fast. So my energy is through the roof. I remember working at restaurants being on like day 5, being like this, and people are like, what are you on? And I'm like, I'm fasting. I'm not eating. And it was so empowering to be able to work in that environment, smell all the good food. And, if you've ever been in the hospitality industry, you know what goes on behind the scenes. People think, oh, their beautiful plated food is coming to them. Oh no, there have been little nibbles, fingers, like, oh, take that French fry. You know what I mean? And don't say that doesn't happen. Every restaurant I worked in for the past 30 years, it's every time. People are eating in the kitchen, sneaking food, stealing a little whatever. I remember this one restaurant I worked at when I was like 20. The cooks, always everywhere I work, the chefs, the cooks always love me. And they'll always like sneak me food or like hide me food somewhere in like some little weird little crack or crevice in like some cupboard. I mean, there's rules. Like there's always rules where like servers are allowed like unlimited bread. You can eat as many rolls as you want. But like, so when I was 20, this one restaurant was like a Roadhouse, like steak and grill type place. And they had this amazing honey butter and yeast rolls. They were so good. But you get tired of that when that's all you're allowed on your shift and you're working like doubles, like open to close, and you're starving and you have no time for a break or whatever. Whoa, I ran up a whole 10-minute chunk, so I had to start a new one. But you need substance. So I had these one chefs would always like cook me salmon and hide me salmon. I had to go like through the whole back of the restaurant because they would grill me up a piece of salmon and hide it all the way in the back where the linens were. We had a special spot for me. Yeah, every restaurant I worked at, the cooks would sneak me food. It's because I'm nice and I'm happy, What was I talking about before that? Shoot. I don't even remember. Dry fasting. The energy. Oh, starting over. So it's good that my kids are separate from my decisions. Like they're self-sufficient. They are doing fine. that's what I'm saying. I have no problem starting over from nothing. I've done it before. I can do it again. That's the kind of strength that when the people say, "Oh, be happy for," yeah, I've said that. Be grateful for the trials and the hardships in your life because it builds your muscles. It gives you strength, right? It builds your resilience in life. And I say be grateful for it, but that sounds so trite when someone's in the middle of it, but it's true. So I'm going to tell you, coming through it multiple times, look at me. Like, I am, this isn't fake. I'm happy. I mean, I have emotional things that I'm cry about sometimes, but like, for the most part, I'm happy and I have nothing. And I'm not worried. I know my life's going to work out. I am holding the vision of my future. And I know that as long as I take steps every day in that direction. And recently I'm just like, okay, my health is also a part of that vision, not just sitting in here and doing the things that I think I need to be doing for my ultimate goal, but like, what good am I to anybody if my mental, my emotional, my physical health is on the track towards death, towards disease, towards pharmaceutical dependence? Fuck no. I'd rather die in this closet than enter a hospital and ask for drugs or medication. Okay, that I'm going to cut that out for sure. That's insensitive. I can do it. I'm not scared. I am not scared. I have no money to my name. I'm literally dependent on my kids having a roof over my head right now. But you know what? They're moving and they're going to go live their lives without me. And I'm not afraid. I have 6 months. So May, June is when that's going to happen. And I know that regardless of where I'm at with my goals with YouTube and getting this monetized, I have to get my subscriber count up to get monetized for like AdSense, I guess. But I never had YouTube before, and I was making $5,000 a month doing readings on Etsy, and people loved me, and they were repeat clients. And then the bottom fell out of my life, and multiple times the bottom has fallen out of my life, back to back to back to back. The last time the bottom fell out of my life, in regards to my Etsy and doing orders for people, like doing readings. In a matter of 3 days, you guys, we were living in a beautiful home with solar panels. We had an extra bedroom, allowed a teenage kid to live with us because he had nowhere to go. So I'm like, we have the extra room, you know, like we were in a beautiful, and we were in like this bougie town. We were doing really good. We were all working at this winery, which the owners were assholes. But I left working there and I went to this, like, I pendulum swung from like super, super high end fine dining to, because I was tired of the bullshit, you know, the fake ass, the mean girl environment with the coworkers. I swung from that to, I quit and I went to this like bowling alley, arcade, gaming, laser tag. I was a bartender in the VIP section for the like 21 and older crowd, right? Where they would do like karaoke night and disco night and like whatever. So I went to go work there, and they hired a new manager girl who was like 23. And one day I like come in for my shift, it's 4:00, and I'm just like setting up for the night, make sure I have everything I need. And there's a dude sitting at my bar just chatting me up. It's part of bartending. You just kind of flirtatious banter, right? And he wasn't even like someone I considered like not my type, right? But whatever, I'm just like enjoying the attention, right? You just kind of talk, la, 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 la. And the manager girl's like leaning against the wall right next to me while I'm working, and I'm like, do you need anything? Like, why are you here? Like, because it's all the way at the end of the building, so there's nothing. There's like, what, the managers don't come hang out in the VIP bar. They just don't, unless they're bringing you supplies or things that you need to prepare for your night, you know? I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm fully stocked. I'm good. You know, it was just awkward. She was just standing there, like, staring at me. Well, anyway. So this guy is, like, flirting with me, and he slips me his phone number on a napkin, and when he leaves or whatever, and side note, he was a police officer. I feel like, and my sister's husband is a police officer, but I feel like that line of work tends to be cheater types. I don't know. But I was not interested. I would never have called him or anything. But when he left, I was like, ooh, I pulled a phone number. It's like, you know, like just, I don't know, just being funny and joking and banter. And she and I had that. She was fairly new, only I think maybe like a month or two as a manager there. And we'd laugh and joke. Like, this was my first time seeing her be all weird, you know, like me, like daggers in her eyes. But I didn't know. Anyway, I go, oh, I got a phone number. And she goes, I'm fucking him. And I was like, oh, crumpled it right in front of her, tossed it in the garbage. I was like, what? Wow. Well, that dynamic was really fucking weird then, if you consider that. And I was like, Shanna, what are you doing? Like, what? Like, no, I didn't say that yet. I was just like, oh, no. And she's like, and he lives with his baby mama. And she was just like going off. And that's when I said, what are you doing? You're way too beautiful. You're way too talented. Like, you're smart. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. You're kind. Like, what are you doing? Close your legs. I said that, but I didn't mean it to be mean to her. It was just like, fuck him. Like, why are you even giving any energy to that? Like, that's some shady, low vibing, masculine energy there. Not even masculine energy. That's like cockroach energy. Like, why would you waste your time? Okay. Oh, I have 2 minutes to finish this story. So bear with me. I'm going to circle it around to when the bottom fell out of my life. Cause I went from the high end winery, like making 300, 500 a night in tips. And Keeper Soul was like 300 a night. I make like 300 a night tips. But, I went from there to this like arcade bowling, bartending, crazy ghetto ass, like $3 margaritas, and it would just pack out on a Saturday night, and I'd be running up and down the bar, like making by myself, like slinging drinks, people screaming at me, hey, because they're just the cheap of the cheapest people, like no like values or consideration, just people who don't, I don't know how to explain this. There were kind people, but for the most part, the clientele there were no manners, no kindness. It was really hard to like work in that environment. I can do it, but it's just one girl called me a bitch, and I was like, I stopped. It was dead ass, like super busy Saturday night by myself. And I went, excuse me? What did you just say? I go get your drinks at the other, because there was another bar for like family friendly. I go, get out, go get your drinks at the other bar. I'm not serving you. And then, and then they told my manager that I was racist, and the manager bought them all their drinks and wrote me up. And I was like, what? And we sat down and watched the video. You can't hear the audio, but you can see me running back and forth, cashing people out, making drinks. And then you see me dead stop with my hand on the bar top, and I went like that. I go, do you see? Like, I was working until somebody started calling me names, and I'm not gonna stand for that. Like, I don't, no. Nope. I don't care who you are. That it had nothing to do with ethnicity. It was like, anyone who's gonna like scream profanities at me while I'm doing my best can go somewhere else to get served, but whatever. Point being, that guy hit on me, gave me his number. I threw it away, told the girl, like, what are you doing? Like, you're way better than that. Hold on. I got a part 3 coming up. I'll be right back. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, you deserve so much better than someone who's, no. And then I think a day or two later, he texted me. And I was like, who's this? And he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, how did you get my phone number? I have my ways. And then I didn't respond at all. Like, and I asked the other he got it from the other bartenders there. But the next time I worked, I went up to her and I was like, look at this. And I showed her. I'm like, you're going to fuck around with someone like that? Come on. And she goes, I will not allow anything to come between she was like, what did she say? I will not allow this to affect our professional relationship. And then she went off to list like all these deep cleaning things that I had to do before I could clock out. Like, it was like 3:30 in the morning that night it was like unnecessary deep cleaning. It's like she was punishing me for her loser fuck buddy. Wild. That's wild. I'm like, when she said that to me, I'm not going to allow this anything to, or I'm not going to allow this. That's what she said. I'm not going to allow this to come between our professional working relationship. And I was like, I said back to her, I go, allow what to come between? Like, I didn't do anything. This is proof. Like, look, I'm just trying to show you, like, what the character of this person. Like, what the fuck, you know? And then the next schedule that came out, I wasn't on it. So, in a matter of 3 days, so Wednesday was when the schedule came out. I was not scheduled to work. So basically, I lost my job. And I knew, I mean, I wasn't fired technically, but it was like, okay, how can I pay my bills if I'm not on the schedule for the next week? So I knew I'm like, hey, I gotta get a new job. Thursday, my transmission went out on my car, which, by the way, was a car that my kids had to buy because it was a $1,500 cash car because my Mercedes SUV got stolen. So I have so many stories. Okay, so lost my job, lost my second car. The transmission went out on that car. And then Friday, my landlord calls me. First time they've ever rented, right? They had their home on the market, and then they ended up renting to us instead of selling their house. She calls me telling me she wants her house back in the middle of my lease, which is totally illegal. And I had every right to tell her no. But logically, so here was her proposition, because she and her husband and their little kids moved in with her mother into her mom had like a tiny little house in the ghetto, mind you. And she's like, we'll swap you houses. You know, here's my offer, and it'll be $1,000 a month instead of $1,800 a month, right? And the house that we had for $1,800 a month would easily rent for like $2,500 a month. But I have a video of that. I can post that. It was so beautiful. And it was our first home after being basically homeless, living in Airbnbs for a year, like a different, wherever, just survival mode. So it felt so good to like have a nice home and to be like, and for all this to happen at once was just sad. But no time to cry, right? You just got to keep going, keep rolling with the punches. So given she didn't know that I was just taken off the schedule from work, my car just broke down. Where we lived in the nice home in the bougie town was like a suburb far away from like the main town. So anytime we wanted to go anywhere, it was like a half an hour drive, and I no longer had a car. So it made sense to take her up on her offer. So 6 months into and the math, 1,800, 1,000, so 800 times 6 months. Like, that's a lot of money like, why would I continue to pay 800 more per month knowing we'd be moving anyway, you know? So it just made sense. And she's like, don't worry, we'll do all the work for you. We'll move everything for you. All you have to do is just put it in the garage, and we'll use our garage door opener because our garage was empty. I never parked in the garage. And she's like, just put your boxes in the garage and we'll come and we'll move everything over for you. They broke our TV. They broke my buffet thing that had like little mirrored doors that were shattered. I don't care about all that stuff, but the paintings. So we had paintings that they just like threw into heaps, and like my son's weights, one of his weights were like punctured through a painting. No respect for our things at all. Ruined so much. So much. Crazy. Anyway, lost my job, my car, and my home in a matter of 3 days. And I had all these lists of clients on Etsy waiting for readings, and I just couldn't. Crazy. And then, and I got a job at a nice restaurant that wasn't like super nice, but it wasn't ghetto. So I pendulum swung, and then I went to a happy medium, Saltgrass, if anyone knows Saltgrass. But I was like top in sales, and I won a TV. So that made up for my broken TV. So I won like a 65-inch flat screen in some contest. But, for selling like the memberships for people, loyalty rewards or whatever. But anyway, I digress. So, but to get to work, and because we moved away from the bougie town, my son wanted to stay at his high school with his friends. Of course he did. I had to get him, which was like 45-minute drive to school one way and back. So I had to get him to school, my daughter to her job. My son also had his own separate job, which was down the road from where I work. So oftentimes, like, he would just sit in the restaurant until he had to go work. And so we just had a million places to be, right? And no car. And I don't have good credit. I don't have a credit card. Like, I had no way to rent a car. But when I lived in Portland, I would rent from an app called Turo to do like my deliveries in a lot, because then it would just put wear and tear on like the rental car and not my own. But so I had a Turo account. But where I live in Texas, it's not very popular. So I had two options, two cars to choose from. In like, the cheapest I could find was like $500 a week. So I was literally spending $2,000 a month just to have like a 2010 Honda Civic. I don't remember the exact, but it was like just a normal average car for $2,000 a month. That wasn't even mine, that I was renting week by week so I could get to work. And to pay for that, I would work open to close 6 days a week at Saltgrass. And I did break down just bawling at work, because it like built up, right? Like, just the pressure. It was just pure, I'm gonna cry right now. It was pure survival mode, you know? And then one of my coworkers rented me a car on his credit. It was, oh, he's so sweet, Troy. I love you. Just out of the kindness of his heart. And I mean, I paid, but he put his credit on the line, right? So for a while, it was like, I think it cut it in half for me, or it was like $200 a week. So $200 a week to have, and it was a much nicer car too. And then this is the amazing part. I come to work, and there is a fully loaded 2017 Nissan Pathfinder with a giant dealership bow on the hood, remote start, like fully loaded, heated steering wheel, which we use now. We have the heated seats in the back seats, front seats. Like, the heat's not working right now in that car, and it's shaking when we drive it, and I don't know what's wrong. I don't know. And I don't have a job right now to like get it looked at. But my manager at Saltgrass talked to her boyfriend. I don't know how she did it. She's a miracle worker, but she got him to buy me a car and allow me to make payments to him to have a Nissan Pathfinder, which is crazy. What a fucking blessing. So I might be living in that car soon. If I don't get money coming in, because I'm not going backwards. I'm not going back to bartending. I'm not going back to waiting tables. I'm not going to do it, because I did it before in the middle of hiding with my kids. I made money to live by doing readings on Etsy. And I need to just, my Etsy shop is turned off right now, because when I dropped the ball and I disappeared from all my clients, there were readings I didn't do. And I'm still going to, it's been years, but I'm still going to do readings for those people, even though refunds have been issued, because Etsy issued them refunds, but I can't reopen my shop until I pay all that back. And I have no money. So that's my dilemma. And here I am, basically living in the water heater closet at my kids' house, which they have a little tiny two-bedroom duplex. I've been sleeping on the couch for like 6 months. And I feel bad. It's just shameful that my kids are supporting me right now. But you can always be happy in the midst of whatever crazy circumstances you find yourself in. I'm happy. I'm healthy-ish. I'm getting there, and I'm trying to be a support for you, at least emotionally, if you need it. Guess what? Today is day 5. No food, no water, no shower. You know what it reminds me of is years ago, I was driving to work, or I don't know where I was driving. It was like early in the morning. I was listening to country music on the radio. This had to be like more than 20 years ago. And I was listening to KWJJ, the local country station, and they were like, okay, caller number 10 gets to be a contestant to win tickets to Alabama's farewell tour. And I called, and I got through. And the competition was to go 2 weeks without showering. And it was me against 2 other guys for the competitors. I worked at Applebee's at the time. This is when Applebee's was cool, okay? This was way back in the day. I worked 2 jobs, Applebee's and a bar, because when I was bartending, I'd have people blow smoke in my hair because I wanted it to smell like nasty. And this is like, I don't know what happened to all my hair. This is nothing. I used to have like an afro, like a legit tight kinky curl afro. I used to beg my mom to like iron it straight for me, so I'd flip my hair on the ironing board and she would iron it. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. My hair is like gone. It's weird. And it's not curly anymore. I mean, a little bit, but not really. Anyway, so I had people at the bar blow smoke in my hair, and waiting tables. All my regulars knew, because I would have people that would follow me from restaurant to restaurant whenever I would switch jobs. But the radio station would call me every morning at like 7 a.m. and talk to me. I'd be on air for like 20 seconds, you know, like, how you doing? Did you cheat? Have you showered yet? I'm like, no, I haven't showered yet. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, I had to drive into Portland. So I lived like an hour. I lived in Salem, like an hour south of Portland. And I drove to Portland in like my hottest, sexiest. I had this red dress. It was my go-to whenever I wanted to look hot. I had like little tiny like flutter sleeves, you know, like the little cap sleeves that were just like a very like tiny ruffle. And it had like a plunging neckline, but it was like form-fitting and it went to my knees like a secretary dress, you know, but bright fire engine red, super sexy. And then I brought with me my strappy heels, but I called them my fuck me boots, and they were like knee-high, pleather, sweaty. So I put my boots on and I drove the hour drive to Portland with my heat full blast in my car so that my feet would sweat. And I was hairy-legged, hairy armpits. My hair was like a big, like a mat of just tangles. It was awesome. I looked so ratchet. Ratchet? Is that a word? Ratchet. I looked pretty bad. I still put my makeup on though. But so I showed up to the radio station, and then it was, you know, they had for a judge, they had I think if I remember correctly, it was a wine connoisseur, a health department inspector, a wine connoisseur, and then a day spa lady. I don't know. I won. Oh, I didn't even tell you the grossest part, and I probably shouldn't put this out here on the internet, but whatever. So I drove heat full blast, sweating, total like sweating everywhere. And I parked, and it was time, you know, I took off my boots, put on my strappy heels so that my seasoned feet sweat would, you know, be released. But I didn't think it was enough. I'm like, I'm missing something. What I need to win. I want to make sure I win. Yep, I sure did. If you've ever heard of vaping, I was the OG before it became a thing. But it's not like I did it all the time. I did it for that. Why am I telling you guys this? Just Google it. I think it's called vaping. I don't know. But I just wipes my sweaty sweat all over my body. Oh gosh. I won front row tickets to Alabama's farewell tour. And then I go to the concert, and like there's always like the pre-gaming outside the venue with like the radio station tents and doing contests. And I went up to the KWJJ people. I'm like, listen, I don't have a date. So, I won dinner for two at Portland City Grill, a limo. I had a limo dinner, full head to toe makeover at this salon spa, like the works. It was amazing. But I took my limo driver to dinner. It's a sweet little old man. He was like, what? I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go eat. Order whatever you want. We have this voucher, you know. It was like amazing. So me and this old man limo driver had a nice romantic dinner at this rooftop restaurant in Portland. But then when I got to the venue and I went to the booth, you know, where the radio station was set up, I'm like, listen, I thought it would be fun if we did like a little contest. And mind you, I wasn't fat like this. I was like 20, 21. I don't even know. 21, 22. No, I wasn't married yet. So yeah, I think I was like 21. Super cute, super beautiful, especially after like a head to toe makeover. Not smelling like sweaty vagina and sweaty feet. I can't believe I did that. Anyway, and I'm like, listen, how fun would it be to have a contest with all these people trying to win tickets to get into the, the concert's about to start. And they're like, yeah, that's brilliant. Just go pick out. They sent me with like one of their reps, and we went walking through the crowd to try to like pick out 3 guys that could like do some kind of competition to win, to be my date for the night. The country crowd in Oregon, and I have my little crown fiasco, right, where I paid to get, they shaved my teeth down, and then I went to go get my crowns put on, and they were closed, like, doors locked, bolted, bankrupt. So I have my own tooth issues, but when I say toothless cowboys, like, not attractive, and all the hot guys that had, of course, a girl on their arm, I was like, oh. So I couldn't find 3 decent looking country boys to compete to be my date for front row tickets. But there was a restaurant called Kachina Kachina right there, right across from the Rose Garden, or I don't remember what the venue was, like what the name of it was. But these 2 guys came walking out of the restaurant. The concert was about to start, and I just pointed to the hottest one, and I was like, you, come on, let's go. You come with me. And he's like, me? What? I'm like, yeah, front row tickets. Let's go. You want to go? He's like, are you for real? Am I being punked? I'm like, no, I have an extra ticket. Come with me. Let's go. So I just grabbed a cute stranger, and that was that. And we just enjoyed. Oh, and after the concert, I still had the limo. And so he got all his friends, and we all went to the strip club. I don't know why. I guess I didn't have, like, that's not what I wanted to do, but I hung out with a bunch of bachelors afterwards. But it was fun, front row tickets. I went 2 weeks without showering, so I can dry fast. So today's day 5. That was just a fun story for y'all. I don't care. Judge me. It's my life. That's my story. That was like a mild version. I normally tell it way more embellished, but that's what happened. So, yeah, 2 weeks without showering. Got me some front row tickets to go to Alabama with a stranger, and took the limo driver to dinner at a swanky restaurant, and I got a full head to toe makeover. I think that was my favorite part. And it was fun. Every part of it was fun. And even though I was nasty for 2 weeks, all my customers were rooting me on, cheering me on. So day 5, dry fasting, hard dry fasting, which means no contact with any water whatsoever, no brushing my teeth, no washing my face, no showering, nada. No water, no food. I feel fantastic, and I think I'm going to go for 7 days now. That's my next goal post. Just remember, your body is a miracle, and it can heal itself. Fasting is like the best place to start if you need to heal anything. And dry fasting, look it up, research it. It's amazing. All right. Bye-bye.